palo verde ya se le estaba secando, la noche se lo regué, y le amaneció floreando. Por el miedo de su coyote no baja mi chivo al agua, el miedo que le tenía al hijo de la guayaba. Que no quiere que se le seque, regala todos los días para que le siga dando florecitas de alegría. No quiere que se le seque, regala todos los días para que le siga dando florecitas de alegría. Bonito sobre la banda, y la violadora. ¡Ah, oui! Señora, su palo verde ya se le estaba secando, la noche se lo regué y le amaneció floreando. Por el miedo de su coyote no baja mi chivo al agua, el miedo que le tenía al hijo de la guayaba. Que no quiere que se seque, regala todos los días para que le siga dando florecitas de alegría. Quiere que le justifique, sálgase para la vereda, a veces con el besito y en el camino se queda. Presente. Vamos a ir con vamos a ir con otra chicotelita. Ánimo que sigan bailando las chicas. Ánimo que sigan habiendo el amigo. ¿Qué se llama? Con el pelo suelto, ándalo ves. Lo bonita que se mira. Con el pelo suelto. Y arriba Dorando, compadre. Arriba las mujeres. Eso. ¡Ánimo! ¡Inadora! Que la ve, que no suspira, yo solo se han puesto tan bonita que se mira. Con el pelo suelto, que la ve, que no suspira, yo solo se han puesto. Cada que el avión pasa por la esquina de mi casa, no me puedo controlar, yo no sé lo que me pasa. Tiene que ser para mí, se lo digo a mis amigos, solo así será feliz. Tiene que vivir conmigo, si ni quiere intervenir, tiene que ser mi enemigo. Tan bonita que se mira, con el pelo suelto que la ve, que no suspira. Yo solo se ha puesto tan bonita que se mira, con el pelo suelto que la ve, que no suspira. Yo solo se ha puesto. ¡Soy la llegadora!
I'm Goodwill Ambassador Victoria Gillis. I just had a wedding. My husband and I celebrated our 30th wedding anniversary with a whole new wedding and vow renewal ceremony. We had David from Bamboo Bakery do our cake. I had heard so much about him and what a great artist he was. I didn't want just a plain cake. I wanted something of real class and real style. So I came here, I tried his cakes, I looked at his cakes, I told him what I wanted, and he drew it up for me himself. It was amazing. The cake was delivered the afternoon of the wedding, and a lot of people looked at the cake, of course, when they came, and they said it looked like a celebrity wedding, that this was a celebrity wedding cake. The cake was so beautiful. As I said, it was for 120 people, and I had 60 at the wedding. By the time we were done with the wedding and we had cut the cake, every bit of the cake was gone. People made comments about the cake looking beautiful, and there was no question it was beautiful. David did a wonderful job. The style, the artistry of the cake was beautiful. However, a lot of times you never know how it's going to taste, and especially the frosting. The frosting is never good on wedding cakes, it seems like. A lot of my guests, when we cut the cake, were surprised to say, okay, it looks good, but what's it going to taste like? And they were surprised when it tasted so, it was exquisite, is all I can say. The taste, I had chocolate, I had raspberry, it was exquisite, as well as the whipped cream frosting that was absolutely beautiful. People thought it was fondant. Of course, they didn't even want to eat it because they thought it was fondant. It was not fondant. It was a whipped cream frosting, of which went over huge with my company. Like I said, every bite was gone. I have never been to a wedding that the cake is completely gone at the end of the ceremony, at the end of the evening. So all I can say is I think that David is very good at what he does. I'm an event planner, have been for 13 years. I've done a lot of weddings. His artistry is exquisite. The cake, as far as the taste, is beyond, and the frosting is something you'll never find anywhere else. It was fabulous. I think you should definitely try David and Bamboo Bakery.
Hi, my name is Rosanna LeBlanc. We just ordered a cake from Bamboo Bakery for my daughter's quinceanera, and it was the best experience from day one as far as coming in for an interview. It was very easy. They gave you a lot of ideas to the day of the event. The cake that they made for us was spectacular. We had so many rave reviews on the cake. We actually thought it was fake as soon as we walked in. And the fact that they use actual icing and not fondant was such a relief, because fondant isn't that good. At the cutting of the cake, it was easy to manage, as well as very tasteful. People would come back for more, and I just wish that he would have given me business cards at the time so I could pass them out, because people were just so excited because the cake was that good. And it was such an easy and incredible experience dealing with them. I'd do it again. Thank you very much.
Hi, my name is Ashley Rahman, and I was married on March 12th, 2011, and David and Bamboo Bakery provided my beautiful and delicious wedding cake. We had our tasting almost as soon as we were engaged, and everything was delicious. It was hard for us to choose our flavors, but I'm so glad that we chose what we chose. We chose what we would like, and the cake was absolutely beautiful. I cried as soon as I saw it. The flowers were beautiful. It was exactly what I wanted, even though I made last minute changes the day I gave him my ribbon, and there was nothing left. Every single piece was eaten by all of our guests. Everyone raved about it. I wish that I could get married again so I could have another wedding cake and try a few more flavors, but it was really, really perfect, and I want to thank David and his staff for getting my cake all the way to Fountain Hills in one piece. It was absolutely perfect, and I can't thank them enough.
So I first found out about Bamboo Bakery through one of the wedding functions through the Phoenix Plaza Center. When I started talking with some friends about Bamboo, everyone knew about it, everyone raved about it, highly suggested them as the vendor that I chose for my wedding cake. So I called to make an appointment to at least come to look at the different offerings of cakes that they had, to find out that they actually had samplings. So we scheduled an appointment, and we were able to get in right away with that. So I had my fiance at the time and one of my bridesmaids come in, and we were able to get a sampling of, I think it was like 8 different types of cakes and different fillings, which was neat because we didn't really know that there was such a difference between like icings and what flavors on the inside matched with the cake flavors. So it was a really great opportunity for us to really get a feel for what type of cake we really wanted to offer for our guests. In addition to knowing and finding out that not only did we have one offering, but we could actually, put our different layers of the cake as different fillings and different cake options. So it was neat to be able to try that to see how it actually would fit into our cake. And I think what we thought we were going to end up getting after doing the cake testing, it was something totally different, and we were really happy with our selection. And as I was talking with my friends at work about what we were selecting, they were all consistent in saying that the flavors that we picked were flavors that they had tried here and that they, or had tried at a wedding event and that they just loved. So we felt really good about our cake selection. Immediately following that, we got to meet with David, who helped us go over how we actually wanted to design our cake. And the neat thing was that they had a lot of photos of cakes that they had done in the past for us to look through to get an idea of what type of cake we wanted to have as our display. Because really your cake ends up being your center point for your wedding. It's the one thing that brings everything together. So David spent a lot of time with us designing it and making sure that we had the writing and the decorating, and gave us some suggestions around flowers that we hadn't thought about doing. So on the day that our cake was delivered, we showed up early to our reception center, and we're getting everything set up, and we got to see the cake. And it was really neat to actually see what he had drafted in a drawing there in front of you, and it certainly exceeded my expectations and my expectations of my husband. It was just gorgeous. And we had a very special saying for the theme of our wedding that David was able to write around the lower portion of our cake. So it really kind of tied the whole theme together into the cake, and around the theme of the decorations on the table, everything just matched perfectly. We went to cut our cake, which was, it's certainly one of the funnest parts of a wedding is when you actually do that first cake cut. And it's nice to think that you're going to try the cake, but you end up smashing it in your partner's face, and that's fun. But immediately upon serving our cake to our guests, they loved it. The cake was extremely moist. It was very flavorful. People actually came back for seconds, which was a good thing because there was a lot of cake for them to have. But overall, everyone just loved it. They loved the flavor. They loved the decoration. A lot of people already are asking to get David's information so that they can use him for their wedding. Really for us, there wasn't a decision around who we were going to use as our vendor. As soon as we tried the cake at the wedding bazaar that they had, we knew right away that David was going to be the one that was going to do our wedding cake. And it's an important decision in your wedding, so they certainly spend time with you to make sure that you get what you really want for your wedding. So I would highly recommend that you work with them.